Welcome to a new video from Perfect Green. To get a loan like this, it is very important that all parameters pass perfectly to another and are all perfectly set. That is why I present to you today a pH measurer from the company PCE Instruments.
A very warm welcome to PCE Instruments, your manufacturer of test and measuring instruments for industry, trade and research. PCE, professional, calibrated equipment.
To the theme, pH value, I have in two previous videos explained that it is very important that the pH value is correct, because only so you can get the ideal solution. That is why I would like to present you today my pH measurer from the company PCE Instruments. It is extremely exact and an absolute professional device. The company comes from Germany and produces all sorts of measuring devices. And naturally pH ground measurer. I will today go deeper into this device, show how it works, what possibilities there are, and naturally the advantages, but also the disadvantages. When you do order this device, what waits for you and what do you get? For one, you become the computer, the PCE PH20S. There's also the measuring probe. And you get, and that is the brilliance of this device, you get delivered with it two calibration solutions. One pH value 4 and one pH value 7. That has a large advantage. You can calibrate your device regularly, calibrate your device, and you can rely that this device works exact, and that is shows the right value in the ground. Because all other devices I have shown in part 2, they were good but also not so good. It depends on whether they have lust or are in the right mood. But I can here through the calibration perfectly rely on it that the result is perfectly shown. What not with it in the delivery, but you can purchase it also, is a storage case. I think it is really good. You can store everything perfectly and it is all cleanly stored. And what is also given is a storage solution. What you can later purchase, there is a small amount, they're around 10 to 15 milliliter. You should change it sometimes. That is why this is there. A storage solution. Now we come to the first disadvantage. But you must be clear the device is high performance measuring device. And that is why it is extremely sensible. That is why the measuring probe here has to be always in the storage solution. That is really important so that nothing breaks or you get false values. Now when you want to measure your earth, please don't just start by sticking this part into the ground, but it needs a bit more preparation. Like I said, the device is extremely sensible. The tip is made out of glass. I'll just show you it. It is like I said in a storage solution, and that here is a glass tip, and it is not armored glass that you think, okay, I can forcibly stick it into the ground. You have to use a screwdriver to make the hole first, or some other pointed object. And as soon as a stone or other comes, it breaks off straight away. I have already scrapped one. As I was sent this part, I was very careful, made a hole before, but it was broken off. And that is really sad, because so a part costs alone 60 euros. Before you start to calibrate it all, for example to test it, you should calibrate it when you receive it for the first time. First you have to clean the storage solution off it. I clean it off carefully with kitchen paper. And as you see, I turn the device on. It shows at the moment 6.0. This is the storage solution pH4. And I put it in now carefully into here and see what it does. It shows now a value of 4.04 and 4.03. It wobbles. It has an exactness of 0.07. It is insane exact, the device. When you want to calibrate it now, press simply hold, just by pressing. You can also calibrate it easy, for example, pH value 7, or it is pH value 4, and now we say pH value 4, it starts to blink, and then it shows end, and is now calibrated. So that is now exactly pH value 4. We take it all now out of the solution, screw the cap carefully back on, and calibrate the same now in pH value 7. I clean it all again, dry it, and also calibrate it by pH value 7. And then we can be sure that this device functions perfectly for our ground. It shows here 6.8, so it is not totally calibrated. I press once, hold, go down to 7 and press again, and the whole will be calibrated. Good, that was it. Now it shows exactly 7.0. 0.07 is the tolerance of this device. What extremely exact is? That was it. The device is calibrated. And now we can start. I will now do a measurement. Important here is that you pre-drill with a screwdriver or similar. I always use a slotted screwdriver. I simply stick it in and wobble it around a bit to loosen the soil, and turn it a little that the soil is loosened up. A slotted screwdriver so that soil is really loosened. Then very carefully put it in. Don't push too hard or that the device may break. And by me it shows a value of 6.97, 6.98, 6.99. It wobbles, it is short for 7. It is a really exact device, and I realize my earth is on the limit. In places it shows a bit less, and you shouldn't have more than 7. I think this device is extremely exact and extremely good, and it is really a super thing. Although it is highly sensitive, what the glass has to do with it, there you have to be very, very careful. When you want to do another measurement, the producer says in distilled water clean it. Let's do a second measurement at a different place. I'll stick it into here, make it loose again, and put it back in carefully. What does it show now? It shows me 7.12. As you can see, I am on the top limit, and that is perfect because without the calibration, I wouldn't know is the device right or not. If it isn't right, can I count on it or not count on it? You have seen it. That is how I measure my ground pH value. It is really an ingenious thing with this device. You have though also saying that it is extremely sensitive. I can only highly recommend the device, but really careful. Go with caution. You will have a long time fun with it. You don't have to recalibrate the measuring probe every time. It is fully enough if you a couple of times, let's say once a year, 2 times a year, depending how often you use it. Calibrate it, you have seen it is done very quickly and is not a great deal. Okay, I hope you liked it. It was understandable and informative for you. If it interested you, the links are all at the bottom of the video explanation, and I would be happy when you next time tune in. I'll say goodbye now and wish you a nice time. Until the next time. Bye.
Discover and order the latest measuring and test equipment now on www.pce-instruments.com.